Yeah,
Because I
Well,
remember I
the-
participated, I was
yeah,
on council.
it was, the fireworks has already been down, always been down toward the river.
Yeah, way out there, but we
Yeah.
can't do it now. We want to do that, no, we don't want to go by that river.
Bill, you made a motion?
Yeah, I will move that we participated.
Okay. A second. Motion made by Bill Gleason to support the proposed firework event on the 4th of July, second by Leanne Rhodes. All in favor?
Aye.
I heard volunteers.
Unanimous.
Madam President, please note
Deb
that
Conley did leave the room, just to make a note. We just volunteered you, so.
Yeah, you're in charge of the fireworks display.
No, it's a
Okay,
support, it's a
$3,000.
support. Supporting it.
I said you're supporting.
She heard that part.
I said you're supporting.
Watch out.
Supporting.
Gloria's gonna handle it all.
Gloria's baby. Okay, moving on.
I don't know about that.
Item 13, discussion and possible action on the Wilson County Boys and Girls Club calendar and schedule of events. I did pass out a calendar for everyone. And then I also passed out some information on another gentleman who does use the gym. And then I did pass out some financials that I wasn't aware that we had until I got here. Henrietta brought them to us, so those are for our information to take a look at, and then we'll bring the Wilson County Boys and Girls Club financials back to another meeting. But today, we're working on the calendar. I'm sorry.
Here, here you go. Here, here, Mike. Here. I got one, and I can get you one.
Take a minute to take a look at that. I know she did a presentation at the city council meeting. Henrietta, we're gonna visit with us a little bit about her.
Miss Ball, Debbie Ball, came to visit. She actually asked to be on the agenda. And provided those numbers there, crossing and lost, and so I made a copy. That was just this past Thursday. And of course, she also petitioned the council for some of those felt fees that we talked about earlier. The issue with the usage is, I know you all were trying to get started, and we started the year off kind of whipping along, and so we have been honoring this schedule tentatively and have penciled in it, because, you know, we couldn't wait, hold her back, not let her meet, based on the fact that we all were trying to meet. And so we gave this, the date that she submitted here, that you have in front of you, the 2014 calendar, in pencil. Literally, Gloria put it in pencil and see how it's working. There's still a little tweaking I think we need to do for it. It's kind of like if you reserve the room, then please use the room. If you're not going to use the room, then let somebody else know, because somebody else could use the room. She did come off with the weekends, because those were heavily used days, but those are our big ticket days. And so she has done that, but there's still a little tweaking that we need to do going forward. The mayor and I have met several times about the usage is really heavy-handed. I have to agree with you on that. It's really heavy-handed, and so we're trying to find a balance. But this is the schedule that she gave to me actually back in December, but we've just been honoring it, only to say until the board approves it and following along. Lori has been monitoring, but I just want to say again that if she's using them, I'll just pick Wednesday, for some reason that sticks in my mind. So Wednesday she has those dates, and then if she's really going to use them, I'm all for that. But if she's really not, you can give Gloria enough notice, even if it's a 2-day notice or whatever, just so it gives a heads up that we're really not going to meet. And so as a courtesy, we're going to be asking her to do that if she's really not going to use that room.
We're not passing up any revenue
That was
to
all.
allow all of these days to be used. That's my only question.
We spent months with her avoiding this, months.
Well, you are passing up revenue when she says that she's going to use the room on Wednesday and she does the gym and she does not use it, then we cannot book it until that. So we have to
She
use
has a
that.
standing, using it on Wednesday? Or is that like?
Didn't we have a
Standing
schedule already?
Yeah, but I think she was trying to cover all her bases, so to speak, And so I don't know if her program was accommodated.
This way, and
So I'm new, so I want to make
This is
sure.
all day, during the day on Wednesdays, is that?
No, 6 to 7.
6 to
This
7.
is
Okay, so this is
18.
just 60, and we're losing revenue on that hour?
We have other people who want to,
Right
who want to
now-
book the gym as well.
Right now, the only, like on Mondays, that's where it's hurting me right now. On Mondays, I had 2 people that would rent it. Well, I can't because she uses it till 9:30. From 5:30 to 9:30.
5:30.
And I have this gentleman that has been renting from me. I mean, we make $30 every Monday on him, but he's a consistent customer. And I couldn't give him that day because of, because she has it till 9:30.
So he doesn't use our gym at all?
No, not since this started.
Well, I thought we had all this ironed out in the middle, in August of last year.
It seems to change.
But it
No,
can't
we do.
change.
We spend a
She's
lot
not
of
the boss
time.
of this deal.
Oh, on that, you and I definitely agree. I'm just looking for you to
She
say
says it's my
yes.
house and I run it, but I'm like,
As I
I'm not
explained to
gonna
Ms.
stress
Goff
myself.
myself, and I said to her, it's our house, it's my house, it's your house, and she's company. And so
Right.
company can come and we will be nice and we'll pleasant and we'll host, but company doesn't tell me when I can and cannot use my room. And so we're being accommodating. I just need to know how accommodating to be, and I'm not having discussions about toilet paper, okay? Because
How much does she use? Does she use it every Monday, or is it just reserved for her every Monday? And
like right
Is it
now.
used? Is
Yeah,
it
right
used?
now, there's
minutes.
the parking lot is full.
We had all this.
People.
And
For her?
it's going on
For
two
her.
minutes.
On Mondays.
Because she has 3 nets, she has 3 volleyball nets.
And I'm curious about that, did we all approve
We
something?
did.
Why is it?
Why is it
We
that?
spent
Right.
months.
Here's my thing, when we were given the directive from council to take this and run with it and make money, we all sat here for numerous hours, over and over,
Over and over.
saying, do not pass up money for her to utilize space. Do not pass up revenue that we need to make that center run for her to use space. I don't know how much clearer we have to make that. That's how we have to make it.
But we have to, if you're going to allow her to run a program, which is what you all have allowed her to do, then she has to say, if she's going, all I'm saying, if she's gonna have Monday nights, the Monday nights are hers, and then use them. But if she's not using Wednesday nights, then don't schedule Mondays and Wednesdays. Say Mondays is her volleyball day, or whatever the day is, and that's her day. Because as a mommy, you have children, and I know you're in the education field, that, parents are, I'm dense, okay? If you say Monday, then Monday, I'm dropping them off even
So
if it's a
she's
holiday.
usually Monday,
It's
Tuesday,
every day.
Wednesday, and
Every
Thursday
day.
night?
Every day.
All day.
Yes, ma'am.
Well,
And
that's what
then you take a look on June every day, and then not only that, we've got gym in room 151 and room 35 reserved. Those are the rooms that we rent, so.
If you want to restrict her, we can restrict her.
I think we need
Yeah,
to restrict her
just
for
need to
all
tell
day.
me
I mean,
what-
I can see if she takes every Monday night or Wednesday night, for example.
But don't you have a contract with her that
We
says
do,
that
that-
if somebody wants to rent it,
She's to relocate. Yes.
That's correct,
Yes.
that's exactly what it
Because we
And
can't
two.
afford to pass up the revenue, and I think we've all discussed that numerous times.
I just needed to hear, because
That's-
I haven't been part of that
Okay.
conversation, I'm enjoying this one, okay? So you just look at that
We spend a
schedule
lot
and
of
tell
time
me
on
what the days are, because Ms. Goff came back to me and said an after-school program, she wanted to
She wanted
extend
to
her
have an
hours and to do
after-school.
more.
She will
And
steamroll
I
you anytime
said,
she can.
absolutely not, whatever, there's no new, I wasn't approving any new programs.
This, I think, is brought to us to be received and accepted, we're supposed to sign off. but
Absolutely, positively not.
Well, y'all could write, excuse me, you could write on there what you, although she has been told, but it's, I have a hard time. And I'm not gonna be stressed out this year like I was last year, I'm sorry.
So I'm
It was
just
too much
looking,
for
as
me.
I tell the board,
Here's
because
what-
I'm looking for your direction.
The direction
Show me
is.
how you want to limit her.
Y'all need to
And then
let
she
her
will
know.
have to do, because right
Okay,
now,
let's be specific right now.
school's almost
okay?
out, so the program's gonna change. So
Let's be
how many
specific.
days do you want to allow her, and which days are?
Where's all the directions that we had before that were all ironed out?
In the contract.
In her contract?
I just think that it has to be made clear, I mean, the days that she uses it, if Marathon comes up and wants to rent this for a week, we can't turn
Nobody
Marathon
can,
away.
nobody can use that gym at all, any night, 5:30 to 9:30.
And I don't understand why kids have to be out till 9:30, especially on a school night.
And in July, she
How
wants
many
the gym
kids does
and
she have
runs
playing? Is it the
151
same
and
kids
135.
playing every night? Monday, Tuesday?
Different teams. She's got,
She's got a lot of kids?
they play against Corn City. they
That's
play
good.
against-
We should have a lot of money coming in
Yes,
from all
we
them
should.
kids.
Well, but we only charge her a flat rate per year,
You
remember?
got $5 or something?
$500 a year.
$136
a day.
Yes.
Okay.
You remember when we
I
did
do
that?
remember, I do.
We said, okay, $500 a year. She's getting a damn good deal. And looking at that profit and loss little deal there, she can afford more than what we paid, what we charged her. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it.
Well, that's up in September.
And this is what you put
The contract is up for us to start to look at, and I know, Rob, we talked about really taking a hard look at that.
Yeah, and Madam President, I would remind the board that we're talking about the schedule.
Listen,
That's enough.
listen, listen.
The only thing on your agenda tonight is the schedule, not the contract. So the board can take that up another meeting. I understand that the two are related, but I don't want the board to get into a discussion on the contract.
Correct, correct. So the item that we're discussing now is the calendar
Are you
of
checking?
events, which she's needing guidance and approval, something from us.
Can I make a comment on that?
What do,
I'm gonna say one thing, okay? Henrietta and I think we're all for the kids and our seniors in our community, okay? If y'all don't want them there, tell her that, okay? Because those kids are not gonna have anywhere else to go. Okay, the old gym is used by another league, so that's not available. The high school does not allow them to use the gyms because they have their own programs, okay? These kids need to have somewhere to go to. I don't think that that's a perfect location. If I could have them in the middle of town where they could walk to, I'd be happy with that. We don't have that.
I think that's unfair because she has padded her schedule where nobody can wiggle in it.
And the reason, if you know anything about sports, Andy, you can help me with that, and I think, Leanne, you can say that too. To have a program, you have to have a schedule, okay? You can't just say, you know what, this week on Wednesday I'm gonna play. If you're playing against other towns, you have to have a schedule so that they know when they're gonna come play against you, and then they go over there and play over there. It's the same thing with the soccer, the same thing with the Little League. They play against other teams. You know, it's like Henrietta says, they have to have a schedule to know where they're going. I'm not defending her and I'm not supporting her, I'm just saying, I'm worried about the kids, where they're gonna go. And I can tell you that I contested, and I've talked to the county judge because I know that 90% of those kids are county kids. There's still kids in our community, regardless where they live.
I don't
You
think
know.
anybody sitting here is against the kids or the seniors or anything like that. I mean, kids are a passion, I think, to everyone in this setting here. But we also have to be able to make money so that we can keep the center open. And if we have somebody there who constantly uses it for a very minimal fee of $500 a year, how can we make it profitable to where we can maintain the direction that we're supposed to take? So it's not about,
the key that I heard was she's got it reserved, but it's not used. That's what I heard. That's what
Y'all
concerns
just go
me.
pop in over there.
That's
You can
what's,
see.
that's what's concerning to
You
me,
know,
that we're
well,
reserving
yeah.
it and not using it. I
You know-
understand to reserve it and use it, but
If we're talking about the gym, I think two things can happen at the same time. I know when we had the livestock, the sale for the livestock, we had a major volleyball tournament going on next door. That place was packed, and I saw no problems whatsoever. But it wasn't her, it was a
It was
a
TNT.
separate
Another league.
and they ran a good program over it. Matter of fact, two of them even worked together a little bit because they traded sandwiches across the thing.
We didn't have food.
They had food, we didn't have food. and-
So we were
or
selling their
We were selling some of their food, and they were selling some of ours over there. So it was working out okay. What concerns me is our moneymaker, the ballroom and the classroom. And I think we ought to separate the operation of the ballroom from the gymnasium. we can effectively block that gymnasium off and they can do whatever they want to in there. My other concern is, though, that there are other groups, like the man that was there with the volleyball team that night, or volleyball tournament. Very nice man, I talked to him, he was so grateful to be there. But I wanna make sure that his group has the same, has the opportunity to practice there also. Because I tell you, what I saw out of that deal was just as good as I've seen out of high schools. I mean, they're a real professional
Take
group.
it seriously.
And, so I'm not so much worried about the gym, if we can get it where everybody has time to participate, and it's not just locked into one person. And I'm not too worried about the gym just on its own, autonomously over there. But I am worried about that ballroom, and I am worried about those classrooms and meeting rooms during the day. Because that is, New Braunfels, wherever you talk to, they can fill things on weekends, but the weekdays are what we need. And we've got to be able to fill those rooms and use those rooms. And I can't see that they should have a lock on that room every time during the day. But as far as the gym, you know, let them manage that gym. We can do something on the ballroom at the same time. That doesn't bother me. But everybody having an equal opportunity for that gym does.
Well, I've already sent her an email because June the 25th through the 29th, I have a marathon oil coming. And they like that room 151.
Right.
And so I've already sent her an email.
We
like
can't afford to
2 or 3
lose that.
weeks, and I told her, Debbie, you're gonna have to go somewhere else. And she says, well, you have to relocate me. And I said, I don't have time to be relocating you. You do what you have to with your program. I don't have time.
We can't
To
afford
move
to
our
lose
stuff?
marathon.
I'm so sick of coming back.
But we did put that
In the contract.
in the contract, so that was a provision that it's in there.
No, we're not talking about the
We're not
contract.
talking about the
And
contract.
I
What,
said,
So,
follow that contract.
I don't know if we need to meet with her, visit with her, I don't know what.
Well, we
Well,
can't,
this
we can't
schedule
just
is-
keep kicking the can down the road.
No, this
Because
schedule
it's,
doesn't meet
you
the
know,
contract.
We're
Why-
almost
why would
halfway
not
through the
talk about
schedule
that?
already.
And right now, the thing is that the Monday night is the one that's, because I have 2 people that want to come in. The Amados come in, Steve comes in from 6 to 7, the Amados come in from 7 to 8.
And they need to come in.
That's $60 a week, you know, I don't know if, you know.
The point is that
That's
other
$60.
community members need to use it.
Exactly. It has to be there. But I don't want, another thing too, like Diane said, she probably already has all these schedules done.
She
so
was
how
told,
can
she was
not-
told last year she needs to modify herself. She was told last year.
So how many days we, last year, because I'm gonna
I don't have,
disagree.
you know, I don't know.
It's an idea, what do you all feel comfortable with? If I could take a sense, and I don't know if that's correct, you can just give me a sense of you, well, and if you think it's fair to have 2 or 3, because it's her schedule now is about to change, and summer's about to start, you know, everybody, it's always the summer, and the spring, and
This
the
is
fall.
gonna be difficult, but it's what she says.
Yeah.
See, there's no telling,
Because-
she's got this obviously all planned.
In room 151 and 138, 135, 151, she's got it all
When
wrapped up.
she uses the rooms are used, it's starting June the 9th or whenever
Yeah.
her program starts, because she has different classes for
And that
all
was
the
told,
kids.
that was plainly, I remember that plainly, that was.
But like I said, so far, we've been like, okay, I'll email her, Debbie, I'm gonna need this room, this date, okay. And, you know, like she said, well, where are you gonna relocate me? I don't know where I'm gonna relocate you, because I don't have anywhere else.
We really don't have any place else.
There's
There's
the
a pavilion.
pavilion, the
Or the
kids can play
pavilion.
outside, there's
Yeah.
the park, there's.
You can give her, you know, something like that, because I said, they can't, she says, well, I can come in, no, you can't come
But,
in.
but again, I'll send her a
No.
There's a pavilion out there, isn't
Yeah,
there?
but again, like I said, like Diane says, the mayor says, Monday night, she probably already, like, if you go over there right now, that parking lot is packed.
That's her MO.
Packed.
She just bulldozes in there and then there you are. Now what are you gonna do about it? And that's why she works.
And, you know, like I said, I had a very stressful year last year,
Yeah.
there's no way.
This
So
makes me
what is the
stressed.
solution? What do we need to do? Because we're not getting anywhere.
First of all,
May I
this is retail.
Last, you said y'all had a discussion with her before, y'all had a meeting, and y'all
Yes, sir.
discussed what y'all were gonna do. Okay, was that tape recorded?
Yes,
to
we
record it.
have it in
Y'all
our
can go
minutes.
back, y'all can go back and
It'll
we'll
be
see
in our
what y'all
minutes.
discussed, and y'all came up with a solution at the time, did y'all not?
Yes.
Okay. And did y'all give her information at that time? Did y'all meet with
I
her?
was here.
She was there.
She was here, yes, sir.
Then she should understand that you, her voice should probably be on
We
the
agree.
recorder, and y'all can use that as proof that y'all told her at that time.
It
And
took
the
her 6
thing
months to
is-
sign a contract.
And
Yeah, I
the
mean, that's how laborious this has gotten.
Okay.
And the thing is, she knew that these people come in on those dates, so she should have,
Right.
Madam President, if you like it, I don't know that the board wants to make a decision tonight, but there are some obviously practical considerations here. If you would like to appoint maybe a committee
That
of the
was
board, select less than 4 members.
Done.
I think
I'm
we
not
need to
just
decide.
I would like to serve on it, and I
Do
would
they need a
like,
decision tonight?
You know, I think it needs to be decided tonight because she will be printing her program, and what she printed is not there. Because
Then
it
what
goes
was
out
the-
to everybody.
We need to go back to what y'all approved before.
well, the motion, or the item on here is to approve or disapprove. If we don't wanna do it, then we just
I think we
disapprove.
disapproved the calendar.
You got a motion?
The item is to approve or disapprove. You could, obviously, it could be referred to committee, you could approve it partially. If there are, again, just looking at the schedule, there are obviously, there's summer camp, there's volleyball, there's basketball, there are different segments. I don't know if the mayor or the manager know the answer to this question, but maybe there are some programs that can be approved tonight that are going to publication immediately.
Well,
And
I'm noticing, if you'll look past May, there's no Monday, she hasn't, in June, she's not reserved Mondays and Thursdays.
Because the volleyball league only lasts so long.
And
Each league only has so many
So,
games.
so there's nobody that wants it on Mondays and Thursdays then?
Well,
Steve will come back.
That's what I'm saying, we need to tell her that's off the table for you right now, in June, July.
well, and if y'all
August.
approve that, those are the days that she can have, period.
Nothing else.
Nothing
Oh,
else.
I'm against it.
I move that we get back to the, or I suggest we get back to what's on the agenda, at the agenda item, that we either vote yes or no.
I have a motion on the table, Leanne made, to disapprove the calendar, correct?
That's what I said,
for a second.
I need a second.
I'll second.
Motion was made by Leanne, seconded by Deb Conley to not approve the calendar as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
I heard 2.
Aye. Bill?
I'm thinking.
Okay.
Seriously, I'm considering our options here, because I, like the mayor, am all in favor of the program if it's run correctly. And I don't want to damage the program, but I'm not happy with the schedule she's got.
Okay, then we deny,
so, and we
This
come up
one-
with something else.
and then we, on the same
At
agenda
the same
item.
time,
Yes, you can
appoint
bring
a
it
committee
to-
to go out and arrange a schedule.
If this
And
motion-
I would like to serve on that committee, go out and arrange a schedule
But we
with
have
Gloria.
we have to deny this
Yes,
first.
we would have
And
to
then we
deny
have
this
to go
first.
forward.
Is that an aye from you, Bill?
I'll go aye on that basis.
Y'all are not gonna be allowing her any time, because I know that she's got to put that schedule out.
I know.
Leanne and I took it 6 weeks when we did this committee stuff.
Are they all ayes? Were there any
They
nays?
were all ayes.
Kids are registered already and stuff, so.
Okay.
That's
So
the
you're
only
telling
Madam
me
Chairman?
kids are registered already?
I move that we immediately, you appoint a committee, which I would like to serve on, to go out and revise the schedule, come back at the earliest possible time with a schedule that we can live with, and she can live with, and take it up for appointment as soon as we possibly can.
Is Monday and Tuesday the only day that's an objection here, or is it the whole week?
That's what I was gonna ask.
Because if it's gonna be the whole week, then just.
Well, you're the one that's objecting.
I'm
You're
the
the one
only,
that's
the
objecting.
only thing I need is Monday.
And that's for the father and his son, correct?
Yes, I have 2 people that wanna come in on Mondays, But it's like Diane says, she already has all her schedule, she already has.
This is,
Well, we have
can I have the floor, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is a board decision. We're taking recommendation from staff. You tell us, well, this is not good enough and we need to change that. We're supporting you now. When we support you, now you're saying, well,
No,
we-
I'm not,
you have to give us direction because we're following direction from you. If this is an issue, then we can approve an amended schedule right here now to say with the recommendations from staff that Monday is not the day, whatever, and she can go from there. But we cannot get into the political end of things, well, now they denied it, now we're, no, tell us what you want us to do and we'll approve it.
Madam President, if I may. What we can do is we can allow staff and I an opportunity to meet with her, to find out what her schedules are, and to come back with a modified schedule that staff will be able to recommend and stand behind. You can give me that, and we can meet with Mr. Gleason. I know he's usually available during the day. And we can meet with Ms. Ball, so we can get this thing going to say, what do you truly need? Not a wish list, but a definite need, that we can tie these dates to programs. As the mayor says, if soccer goes from this to June something, then June something is off, that falls off the calendar, and then that becomes available for whatever. But we need to definitely tie it in, it's not a wish list, but a needs list, and let you all review that.
Can we just approve, give her the, and we don't have the authority to give the city manager direction, but we say, we stand by you, we believe in what you're doing, you've been working enough, we approve whatever you decide. Can we do
You
that right
absolutely
now?
could.
Okay, well, then
I
let's
think
do
that
that.
All right, Mr. Gleason, are you withdrawing your motion?
Yes, I'll withdraw my motion and in return, make a motion to leave city staff to consult with who she needs to and let them work out a workable agreement and bring it back to us for our approval. And if it's fine with them, they can go ahead
That's
and
it.
proceed with the program.
Well, I'd rather that we just
Give it to
approve it
them
now
now.
to say whatever they
Yeah, what they
decide,
come
they
up
work
with
out.
is okay.
We got
Right.
work out to bring it back to us.
Right.
They don't have to, that way they can move.
I will go along with that.
I will make sure that I modify the schedule to go with the program, not just to blanket to reserve days. And I believe, as your council member, as your member said, to just reserve and not use it, to make sure it's tied into it. If it becomes available, it becomes available. But we have to be able to have an understanding of what the calendar is. The mayor and I asked for several different months to get the finances that we're able to provide. We want to know residents, so we're going to work with her very diligently to rein it back in, to get some type of control and understanding.
Also, rooms 151 and 135, she has July and August all wrapped up.
yes, but that's already understood that I'm gonna have the rooms. If I need the rooms, I'm gonna have the rooms.
Summer camp is actually there, we move outside, but we'll get
We've
you a
got
modified
motions.
schedule.
I know we do, I know we do. I have a motion made to give city staff permission to work with Ms. Ball on a schedule
And approve their decision.
and approve their decision based on the best interest of the center.
And approval authority, sorry, Madam President, for purposes of understanding the motion, the approval authority will rest with the city manager?
Yes.
Okay.
A motion by Bill, second by Andy. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Yep.
What was the, sorry, the vote?
Motion passed.
Was that a name, one name?
No, she
No,
said
she's-
aye.
I said,
Yeah.
sorry.
I'm being called.
Makes me get off.
Thank you, Eddie. Thank you.
Okay. Item 14, discussion and possible action on the Floresville 4A audit report and finances. Ms. Henrietta, I'm gonna pass these out and she's just gonna give us a little rundown.
Yeah, there's actually, there's two. One was already going. There's actually, two.
Taking it together, that's yours.
Revenue and expenditure reports. These are when I ran this, you can see I ran on 326. These are unaudited reports. We have the audit report this time, I just didn't have enough.
One less thing to carry back with me.
Okay, so these are the expenditures and the references guidelines that Fonda ran for us, based on the report. So I said it's pretty much to date. You all haven't had a lot of activity. So one of the revenue and expenditure report, which has a little 4A on it. And it just gives you all the information related to the taxes and things such as that. The mayor had a nightmare the other day. She was worried about your $1 million payment. It's not due 2016, so not to worry. They're not going to foreclose on us. 2016, so we're also a lot better, but it was a great opportunity for me to meet the finance gentleman so that we can go forward. But these are just your numbers. I know it's a lot to look through. So if you look through it, if you have any questions, you can contact Fonda or myself. You all know Fonda? Or our new comptroller, our interim comptroller, comments? To see what the numbers are, but here are the numbers. Andy was nice enough to attend our auditing committee that we had last Thursday, and the city's going in the right direction. We should hopefully have a better bond rating. We're looking for an A. We're at a B now for our next time we had to refinance your bonds for 2016. So it looks pretty good. And things like what the council has done and the foundation going forward, we should be moving in the right direction to refund those bonds. So this is what you were interested in. I know Gloria's working on some numbers as to where we are so we can get a better understanding.
I gave him 2 minutes.
As we're looking forward to looking at our budgeting for next year, I've been blessed to have the opportunity to put together the next city council budget. So we're really looking for 4A's input, so this may be information. That's all I have.
Henrietta, who is BGCWC?
Boys and girls.
Boys and Girls Club. You keep going back there. She's drawing.
Oh, do you want?
She's drawing.
I didn't know what that meant. I mean, I didn't know what it stood for.
Yeah.
So we don't know what we've got to look for in the future. Like May, we don't know, are we pretty booked in May?
Oh, yeah, every weekend. I just went on to the end of April because those are the figures that I have as far as, but I will go ahead and, like, every month I can.
We're booked, that's good.
Yeah, no, we're booked the whole.
And the Home and Garden Show, what did we do there?
The Home and Garden Show, I waived the fees. I didn't realize that you all had a standing. I waived the fees to having an in-kind from them to do some flower planting that they're going to start a little bit later on this year. So I understand the quick direction now, and then going forward, we won't have any of those waiving the fees going forward. But I did approve that.
They're gonna plant flowers with them.
City Hall, and we're trying to beautify downtown. Actually, there's a big event coming up with Finders Keepers next Saturday to bring people to our historical downtown. So we're trying to get people to shop more in our downtown area and look a whole lot better if we do flowers. I don't plant flowers, I can't grow them, but I left it to the file, you know, the files, to help us to do that. And so we did like an exchange for in kind. And
So when I went in there and paid a fee to get in there, where did that money go to?
It went, actually, some of it went to clean up. They did that in reference to clean up, in reference to that.
And all the vendors and stuff that paid?
And the advertising, they really advertise in reference to that. They spend a lot of money on advertising to have people come to the center. But I could not tell you, they did not share their financials with me.
So they collected money and kept it, right?
Yes, the city did not collect any of those fees or anything in reference to those vendors in reference to that, no.
For both days?
For either day. I was only there for that Saturday. I attended that one, I think that was baseball opening day. But again, I will take fault of that. That was on me not knowing how this works in reference to that. But going forward, I.
Would that be a board decision from now on, or what?
If there's gonna be anything that goes off of the policy or veers off of this, it would be a board decision.
We're not giving it away.
For a.
We can't
board
give it
decision.
away.
No.
It can't be free for anybody.
As I said, going forward, you have my promise, I was a Girl Scout, 3-figure Girl Scout promise, that the board, if there's any waiving of fees going forward, it will come to.
What's gonna end up happening, here comes the fire department, here comes the chamber, if Files, a business in town, just a business, can receive the center for free, why can't any one of the other of our businesses? So.
Of course, the board has presented this, the city council will consider the new fee schedule and Well, will be discretionary. As you recall, what you approved would be local governmental entities who come to the board and ask for a complete fee waiver.
And what we can do to make sure there's no confusion, everybody approaches me in reference to that, I will ask them to make the request in writing and submit it to the board. And then the board may choose to do whatever they like to do with that request.
You got a good heart, city manager, and I appreciate that have been in the same circumstances as you have and been chastised for it. I don't want that to happen to you, so, I understand the board's concern on that, but I understand where the city manager sits and what she's displayed as wanting to improve our city, and I appreciate that, but just as a word of caution, that's kind of.
Like I said, going forward, we'll make sure that any request in reference to totally waive fees, other than what's set in policy, of the 20% which you're recommending, or whatever's in the policy that we actually come up with, those requests will come to this board, in via email and or writing, and then we'll move forward to whatever you all decide to vote in reference to that.
The other thing that you can consider, we could work, as I said, thinking back to the policy meeting on that, is assigning evaluation in-kind contributions as in-kind as opposed to the fee. If that's something the board would like to consider in the future as a case-by-case basis, we can build that in there, or we can just leave it at cash.
I think in the situation that we're in, cash is probably gonna be in our best interest.
Madam President, there are no other items on the agenda. This first tip off in 30 minutes, but what I would just ask the board to consider the next meeting date. Once you decide, just let me know, and we'll put that together. But yeah, if there are things that need to come up more quickly that need to be approved, consider a date sometime in early May.
Early May, the second week of May is normally when,
Second Monday?
second Monday,
Yes.
correct?
And then that date would be 11th of May. No? 12th. 11th, Sunday, 12th May.
We want to get back on schedule and set our next meeting up for noon?
I would prefer to be on the schedule.
Okay. So, May the 12th? 6:30, City Hall for our next meeting.
I won't be here that day.
Okay.
The 10th is on a Saturday. 11.
Have a motion to adjourn?
I move you adjourn.
A second?
A second.
Motion made by Bill to adjourn, second by Leanne. All in favor?
Aye.
Go Spurs.
I always hope the motion to adjourn passes. What happens?
I disagree.
Melissa, real quick, do you
Yes,
have a copy of those numbers with the?
I'm gonna ask you to get those from Miss Henrietta because I need mine and she made us just enough for us, so.
Okay.
If you could snag hers, that would be great.
I'll do it.
Thank you, sir.
I'll need to